Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings, everyone. Welcome, everyone, to a casted game of Age of Empires 2. Welcome, everyone, to another casted game of Age of Empires 2. Military buildings and whatnot. Oh my goodness, AOE 2 crashed. RIP. That I hope and think everyone will enjoy. Never mind. No one is going to enjoy this game today. He is splitting up his wood choppers. His wood Chuck Norris's. Oh my goodness. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Attempt number 3. Casting a game. Not cool when it crashes. They're going to see so many filed reports from me because we're going to keep attempting this. What are we going to report this time? I am not having fun with this. ... Attempt number 2. All right, attempt number 3. Here we go. All right, attempt number 4. Here we go. It's been 15 minutes and I'm already on attempt number 4. This sucks. I do not want to be doing this all day. Welcome everyone to another AOE 2 casted game. I was like busy scouting and doing other stuff. Ripperino Limousino. Attempt number 5. Here we go. Welcome everyone to another wonderful Age of Empires 2 game. It's your host Lethal with Lethal Gaming. Let's go into another casted game. Everyone, I'd like to mention that we're having fun. The sheeps are moving, and let's go. Let's introduce the players, and I'm going to mention a few things before we actually jump into the action. In the southwestern corner of the map, we have Lethal as a Hindustanis. And in the northeastern part of the map, we have Mongols. Cloud 1 playing the Mongols. Yellow is scouting, doing his traditional gameplay. And I am as well. He's going into 6 sheep. Then he's going to be transitioning to lumberjacks. And I will be doing the same. Guys, arena. We have a 1v1 arena map today. And notice the 6 on sheep. And then the next villager going onto wood. I decide to rebuild this lumber camp, and then I'm like, nope, never mind. It'll go there. Guys, we have a 1v1 arena map today. And one thing I'd like to mention is that 1v1 arena maps usually play into the later game. This is not always the case, but it is what happens with these kind of games. People can rush in these maps, but because you're walled off, because your base is secure, most players and games focus on eco instead of military, unless you have a specific strategy that you are trying out. I am scouting, guys. I am scouting my base fully. I want to know if there are any goodies in here, whether it's a gold pile or a stone pile. Sometimes that does happen. You can get little goodies in the pockets. Guys, I notice how I send one extra on wood. This game, Lethal here, seems to be wanting a little more wood than he really needs. So that's that. We're looking at a boiler. Definitely building a farmhouse. The boar is running around. I accidentally misclick and kill an extra sheep. Was kind of bummed out about that, but it does happen. Yellow, however, he is doing great, guys. 7 on boar. 8 is the golden number. More does not hurt. Less is definitely not the best. Putting 4 in berries. That's traditionally what you do. He's already out with the scout. He is scouting the map. He avoids his pockets, his little closed out pockets. Guys, make sure you always check your pockets. You never know if there's that $20 bill you forgot about 2 weeks ago. And whatnot. He's finding the relics, making sure he knows where the stone piles are, the gold piles are, so on and so forth. Why do these games usually play out into the later Castle Age, early Imp to post Imp, essentially? It's because that's just the way walled and safe maps usually run. Like Black Forest, Arena, not to mention even Island sometimes takes a long time to end a game because you're usually isolated and safe in your base unless someone rushes. I have rushed in this kind of gameplay before in a map arena, but today we have a special game which is not the case. Let's go take a look at me and what I'm doing at the moment. Notice, guys, this is hilarious. I thought this was funny. How many villagers of food do I have in my town center? I've got 9 there. I got total 13. I just decided to lure all my deer. I don't care. I'm going to get them out of the way. I'm going to make sure that they're all in the town center. Guys, look at this. 2 on boar. Rip. Rip. We're talking about 8 as the golden number. We're definitely going to critique ourselves, guys. We're going to late berries, which is totally okay because we decided to prioritize deer first. Totally fine, not the end of the world. Okay, now let's see what we got here, guys. 8 on boar. Good, good. We're not letting that food decay. Very good, Lethal. Very good. Now I have left the base to go scout the map. Found my first relic here. And stone, guys. These games usually go into relic warfare. You want to fight for these relics early on. If you're a new player to AOE 2, or you're just kind of getting back into watching this game, wanting to reiterate certain concepts and rules to the game that you totally forgot about, well, that's why I'm here. I'm going to help you guys get back into it and learn things that I even forgot, for example. Relics are definitely a huge thing in arena maps. Players fight over them early on, which I believe we will see this today. Believe, Lethal? You should know. You played this game, right, guys? We will see some relic warfare today. Notice how yellow is clearing in his deer. He separated his wood choppers. This is really good, guys. I say 5 and then separate 5. So 5 and 5. That's usually a good number, but 7, up to 7 is okay. Once you go past that, they start clumping up and not really wood cutting efficiently. He is luring his deer late. He decided to go boar, sheep, and then deer. I decided to go sheep, boar, deer, all at the same time. A wombo combo. And it got a little messy, so best to kind of singularly take those out. He is continuing to scout. He got all his deer out of the way. He decided not to scout these little pockets. Lethal, however, is continuing to scout the map. I am going to Feudal Age. I got 4 on gold. I got 7 on wood here. And see how this villager is clumping up and trapped? This is where you want to have microplay and split up your villagers so they can efficiently mine. I mean woodcut. This Chuck Norris lumberjacker is going to be chilling, glitched in the matrix for the next hour. My goal here is fast castle age, so we're going to drop a market. We dropped a blacksmith. We're not dropping any military buildings. Notice how I'm short on food. I got 4 on berries. Yellow just advanced to the feudal age, and I have 4 on farms. This is not going to cut it. We need 800 food, and what I will be doing here is obviously selling and buying resources to go to the next age. Let's take a quick peek at what yellow is doing. Yellow is... oh, whoops. I canceled Fog of War and misclicked that. Load, please. Rip. Hopefully the game will not be doing this. Guys, I do not want to have lag, errors, or the whole thing crashing on us for the 5th time. Yellow, he is... rip, guys. Rip. What the flip? Rip. There we go. Yellow, he is going to the castle age. He is buying his double bit axe. And he also dropped a market, a blacksmith, kind of building it in a wall-like structure. I kind of like that. If I run through here, break through these walls, he already has something prepared. He is growing aggressive, guys. Notice how he's fully scouted the map. He is building his barracks on the outside. He doesn't care. He has 8 on berries. This is a no-go, honestly. This is not a good thing, but hey, if you don't have something to do with your villagers, guys, just go on berries. He could just add a few more to wood, put 1 or 2 in stone, because you will need stone for the TC drops, and start seeding some farms. That is one little mistake. I notice his villager building the barracks, so I get aggressive. Lethal is attacking yellow. Let's look at myself in third person. Lethal takes away a scout just in time not to get trapped in the base. Now, what am I doing, guys? I am also going up to the castle age. I have quite a bit of villagers, 10 stuck in one location. Definitely should have put like 5 here, 5 here, or you could go on opposite ends. That's usually better. Instead, I probably thought of building a lumberjack here. And instead, a lumber camp, and instead I put a house. So, Ripperino, Lemosino, guys. 4 on gold. You don't need more than 3 unless you're playing to do what I'm doing. Build some monks. That's what these villagers are ready for. Boom. Blue drops a monastery. Lethal drops a monastery. Lethal's poking around, checking out Mongols' base, and getting into a little fight. Let's get off of Fog of War and go into all visual so we can spectate both players, see what they're doing, and whatnot. Yellow is telling me, I got a monastery out here. I don't care about you. And boom, pops out a monk. He's going to start collecting. This is not a safe area for him to be. Ooh, scout gone. I lured that and baited that scout to get killed. This is not a safe area to be with your monastery because it makes your relics and the relics you capture vulnerable. Dropping a TC in the back, dropping another TC in the back. 2 TC drop from yellow. Really nice. Building a stable, has plenty of wood, more than enough food to produce 1 villager at a time. And whatnot. He is collecting his first relic. Blue, on the other hand, here is already patrolling and protecting this relic. Let's go take a look at what blue is doing. Yellow captured the first relic. Blue, on the other hand, Stalin, quit Stalingrad, get an education. Dropping 1 TC. Low on wood. Just enough to drop 1 TC. Definitely enough food. Not building villagers. There's a little action here. Ooh, yellow kills the scout. Yellow knows that I'm going to be collecting those relics. And a conversion comes into play. Boom! Rejected. Lethal converts Cloud 1's Step Lancer. Yellow is building more, guys. 37 pop against 33 pop. I have more population than this guy, considering I did also convert 1. Mistake here. I should have sent the Step Lancer towards a relic. Instead, I patrol him here just to have a visual on this side of the map. Yellow builds 2 more Step Lancers. He wants to capture these relics. I definitely lose this guy. He's going to be scouting me. And I see this. I'm like, oh, snap. No, run. Make it. And boom. Step Lancer's trapped. We're starting conversion. Did not micro this well, so this conversion will not play out. But this conversion does play out. So we get another Step Lancer. We lose a monk. Oh my goodness. We're going to lose a villager. Rip. 2 for 1 deal. He comes out on top here. Kills a monk. Kills a villager. Technically, I come out on top because I converted 1 Step Lancer. If it's a 2 for 2, we come out on top of that 2 for 2. But 1 for 2, he comes out on top. Look at this spearman doing some work. He does not want to give up this relic. He's like, oh, snap. And I'm like, this guy's getting all the relics. I'm trying to focus on my economy. I'm trying to focus on the relics all at the same time, as well as the troops and his aggressive play towards us. This guy, he's bold. Cloud 1 doesn't care. He knows that he's better than Lethal, than Blue. I could build him a monastery here. I can make it vulnerable. I got all the wood in the world. 2 stable drop. Now he's going for a 2 archery range drop. Notice the TCs. He is building 2 villagers. He could be building 3. So guys, remember, always produce all villagers from every town center. He is buying Heavy Plow. Definitely a solid research, guys. Heavy Plow gives plus 175 food to your farms, so they last longer. Floating a little gold, guys. A little too much gold. He doesn't need this gold at the moment. He's not really going to be using it for anything unless you're going to Imperial. So, technically speaking, he only has 6 on gold, so it's not that bad. But sometimes if I'm in a situation like this and I'm not going to Imperial in the next few minutes, I take those villagers off and transition to them onto another resource. I am building my third town center, guys. A very late third town center. I am also researching heavy plow. It comes to pass. We research handcart. Guys, remember, handcart increases the capacity of what your villagers are able to carry. And they also increase the work speed of your villagers. That's essentially what heavy plow does. Let me quickly see the actual numbers on here. Oh, rip, we can't. Okay. I think it's 30% or 15% working speed and 30 more resources or 15 more resources, something like that. We'll definitely have to brief ourselves up on every detail in the game. Yellow's making an aggressive push. He wants to see what we're doing and scout at the moment. Scout our location and whatnot. He finds their step lancer, so he's going to be micromanaging his cavalry archers, not heavy cavalry archers. These are not upgraded. And we notice this, so I'm like, let's go see if we can get a few conversions. Yellow decides to run off instead of fight. Blue gets one conversion on these cavalry archers. Not a bad idea to build them, but honestly at this point, the relics have been fought for. Yellow came out on top. He has 3. Blue has 2. Don't really need troops unless you're scouting. Guys, notice the 4th TC drop by Blue. This game is going macro play. We are 70 population. Let's take a quick look at Yellow. Building a little defensively. A camel coming out there. Yellow is on 3 TCs. Popping out the villagers. He is researching his bow saw. He is also producing some military. Making sure he has a few heavy cavalry archers. He's dropping his university. 2 buildings to go to the castle age, guys. You need 2 buildings or 1 castle or 1 cray post. 2 castle age buildings and you're good. He is buying. Oh, that's the 5th attempt. Gone to the drain. Rip. We're 26 minutes in. No. No. I don't know. Rip. Attempt number 6. Here we go. Let's quickly fast forward. Attempt number 7. Rest in peace. We're not giving up. Never give up, never surrender. Guys, I've done research on this issue a million times over. I haven't found a solution. It just, some days Age of Empires works and some days Age of Empires does not work. Attempt number 7. The rock was mined. Don't mind if AOE 2 works. It's Morse code. Welcome back, everyone. Let's continue where we left off of. I am at 26:15. It might have been a little earlier than last time, but building cavalry archers, researching ballistics. Yellow is getting prepped for the Imperial Age, but he's also investing into researches for his military, guys. I tend to prefer, this is from my personal perspective, but play how you play and play how you feel like playing. I prefer to research military techs after you go to the Imperial Age, unless it's totally necessary. A good situation circumstance to research military technologies would be as if you're already participating in combat, if your opponent is already invading your base. Not the case here. We're not fighting. And we are chilling. I am kind of going back and forth between looking at myself in a third perspective or just talking about lethal as a player in the game. I guess we'll continue to do that. Rip Marino Limousino. Let's continue. This cast, guys. Let's take a look at Blue. Definitely almost ready to go to the Imperial Age. Could click on it right about now. Lethal, click on the Imperial Age. Why can't you? Oh, that's why. Need 2 buildings, Castle Age buildings, to go to the Imperial Age. 1,000 food and 800 gold is required to advance to the next stage. Notice how I have 4 town centers. Villagers are being produced with those town centers. Let's take a quick look at Fog of War. Look at this. Gaining visual. Building those outposts. Imperial Age is clicked. Not too bad of Imperial Age timing, but usually people can advance to the Imperial Age at 30 minutes. So be it in the Imperial Age at 30 minutes, not click it around 29. We are building outposts, guys. Lethal is building outposts, getting visuals, and whatnot. Making sure that he knows what his opponent's up to. This is not a bad idea because you want to know when your opponent's mining, what they're building outside, if they are building anything. A little bit of aggression from yellow. He is definitely starting to poke on blue. He is getting a little aggressive. Monk play pushes him back. Yellow is ready to go to the Imperial Age. 1,200 food. 900 gold. About to be 1,000. Imperial Age is selected. Handcart is also selected. A little late for handcart. Could have built it a while back. That's just another thing, guys. Handcart typically goes shortly after wheelbarrow. Research wheelbarrow. Let's throw in that troll clip now. Okay, we're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that, guys. One time only. Let's get back into the game. Yellow is taking down outposts. This isn't bad, guys. You have military, use them. Don't let them idle around. Go take out the buildings your opponent is building. Use them and create objectives. Scout information. Take out some buildings. Why not? Yellow is massing up on houses so he doesn't get capped. He was capped a little earlier. He's still on 3 TCs. His economy is running just fine. He has definitely more than enough villagers. Tearing it up, guys. Notice the villager production stop. He should continue villager production up until around, I would say, 120 villagers. That is the golden number. Considering he's at 109 pop, he has 20 archers out. He's probably around 90 villagers. No more than 95, I would say. 80 to 90. He's poking around. He is getting a little aggressive. He knows he has a bigger army, but the monks keep pushing him back. And finally, the castle pushes him back. Let's take Fog of War off and view it from an all-seeing eye perspective, guys. Sauron has entered the video game. Yellow's continuing to build houses. Continuing military production. He is committing to cavalry, guys. Heavy cavalry archers into heavy cavalry archers in the Imperial Age. Remember it, guys. Heavy cavalry archers are in the Imperial Age. He's about to advance. Blue has already advanced to the Imperial Age. And let's see what he does. He's going to purchase Town Guard. Town Watch, I mean. Which is a nice research. It allows more visibility for your buildings. Plus 4 line of sight. Blue is fighting a wolf here. Who will come out on top? MVP of the day is this female villager building blacksmiths in the background. Notice the not using the resources, not really building anything, and not building town centers. I mean villagers. He could use one more town center, but 3 is ideal in the game. Let's check out Blue real quick. Already been in the Imperial Age, pumping out a trebuchet. Built some archery ranges. Guys, Hindustanis are a top tier civilization. I'm going to remind you again, just in case I didn't mention it earlier. Boom, look at all these hand cannoneers being dropped. Armored elephants being dropped. I'm building a little Gulam because their unique castle troop are anti-archer. Yellow is taking out some outposts. Good for him. Might as well. Blue is dropping a castle. Replaces it a little closer to the stone to protect these 2 valuable resources and gain some land. Also, I believe, guys, if I'm correct, Hindustanis are the 2nd best team to play right now. Blue is sieging up a trebuchet. Fire at will. And starting to besiege this castle north of his territory. One thing I'd love to mention, why are these hand cannoneers so OP? And why are Hindustanis such a high tier civ? They have +2 extra range on the hand cannoneer. 7 + 2 is remarkable. Guys, 9 range on these bad boys is unheard of. Yellow is fighting, guys. The Clash of Titans. Let's notice. Some conversions go into play. He is a micromanaging well. He is attacking the skirmishers up front. And notice, guys, how skirmishers tank arrow fire. That's what skirmishers are for. They are anti-archer units. In the back, our hand cannoneers are pulling in the damage and making short work of these cavalry archers. They are still cavalry archers, guys. 7 range. Not researching heavy cavalry archer yet for blue. Notice my production up at the top. I'm still building hand cannoneers. I've stopped villager production. I'm almost at 200 pop. Don't need them anymore. Yellow is attacking. He is committing to this battle. He doesn't know what to do. Let's take a quick look at his researches. He has stopped military production. He has stopped all sorts of production. He is researching chain barding armor. I was going to say plate barding armor, but chain barding armor. He's putting a little pressure on my villagers. Lethal pulls back his villagers from stone. The castle goes down. And he is regaining his ground. Yellow, however, is dropping a defensive stable, a defensive castle. He is not really doing anything at the moment. Yellow, come on, build some military production. You have plenty of resources. He's probably thinking of a transition. What should I build against Lethal's military composition? No, notice I still have these little conversions. Another unique unit, guys, I totally love is the Armored Elephant. The Armored Elephant is built from the Siege Workshop, as all Siege troops are. Lethal has hit 200 pop. Yellow notices the castle. He's going to poke at the villagers, but 95%, 98%. Blue is moving forward, and the castle is up. Now he's going to have to retreat. Loses a few cavalry archers. Lots of AOE damage on these guys. They're weak. He could use a monk to repair. Notice these castle units running. They are super tanky. Wow. Heavy cavalry archer is researched for yellow. Blue is moving forward. I was talking about the armored elephants, guys. These are a unique troop. They are very good against buildings. They have 140 pierce armor. They can tank arrow fire like nobody's business. -2 normal armor, which means they are vulnerable to troops, especially anti-cavalry troops. But archer fire doesn't do much on these bad boys, guys. Armored elephants are super tanky. Yellow is dropping another defensive castle. Blue is starting to take down all his front buildings. Notice how this monastery is gone. These 3 relics will not be effective anymore for yellow this game. Yellow is researching capped ram. He is thinking of a transition. He's trying to go into siege. He's dropping siege workshops. He is not producing any military units. Notice his production. Blue is, however, bashing the walls down, making short work of these walls. These castles are firing volleys and arrows at these elephants. These armored elephants are so tanky. They are pretty much immune and resistant. Yellow is not pulling his army back here. He is losing his heavy cavalry archers. He is finally starting queuing up production again. He is upgrading Siege Ram, guys. This is a good research. Siege Ram will help negate fire from the hand cannoneers, and he resigns. Too much pressure. Not enough military units from yellow this game. Definitely kind of AFK'd, guys. He went away from his keyboard, took a potty break, and lost the game. He did put up a little bit of a fight, did poke around the villagers, but essentially what lost him the game is the fact that he was not consistently producing. He had a decent military composition. Technically, hand cannoneers are weak against archers, so his composition wasn't the worst. He had hussars in the mix, his cavalry in the mix. He just had to produce more units. I'm using his cavalry archers here, just in case there were some villagers on this wood line, but nope, they're in a safe area, so good for him, guys. However, Lethal had slower economy. Definitely prioritized 4 town centers very effectively, though. Caught back up and always, guys, was producing. Check this out. Everything's queued up. I have so many. Lethal has so many things queued up. Also, the research to build elite siege elite siege. I was about to say siege rams, armored elephants. Yellow is the one who's producing siege rams. Guys, good game, well played. I definitely would have wished Yellow to use his resources to build an army. He has 3,000 food. You can build like 30, 40 hussars, no problem. Definitely could have continued some villager production, but things to learn, things to be said, guys. GG, well played. He did have the upper hand the first half of the game, and then once the post-imperial hit, Lethal took it home. Trebuchets making short work of his castles and whatnot. Definitely rating from all parts of the map. Guys, GG, well played. Enough said. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. As always, stay lethal. Peace out.